And when people realize where we are, that guy came on TV. I knew exactly what he was saying when he was talking at that press briefing. He said, "When you think you're here, you're not here. You're over here. If you think it's only 17,000 people that's got it, no, we're probably looking at about 2-3 million people that's got it right now. We're trying to flatten the curve because when people start getting sick, and they will start getting sick, they have to have shit in place. If you can breathe, if you ain't got fucking Rice Krispie feelings in your lungs, right? Because I had pneumonia twice. That's what's so fucking terrifying right now. Because I had pneumonia twice in my life. I walking pneumonia twice. When you start feeling those Krispies, I call them the when you start feeling like you got Rice Krispies treats, the feeling of like popping and shit like that when you breathe, that's kind of like pneumonia. That's what I got. That's what I had. That shit is scary. You know, cause like walking pneumonia, like walking pneumonia. What the fuck is walking pneumonia? And for some people, it might be like a little bit of walking pneumonia, and they'd be fine. I feel like, you know, sore, because you get sore. Like I feel sore under like my shoulders, and I feel sore under here where my bra strap was, and it's better if I breathe if I ain't wearing a bra and shit like that. If you have this cough that you can't get anything up, and your chest is getting tighter and tighter, you know what I mean? Don't wait 4 or 5 days. Like after about a good 2 days, I go to the motherfucking hospital. I'll be like, but if it comes on suddenly and it just gets tighter and tighter and tighter to the point where you can't breathe, you go to the hospital. We ain't got nothing to help you. If you're calling your doctor's office and the motherfucker some don't come in if you think it's COVID-19. Just stay home and try dialing this number. I'm like, nigga, I'm not dying at home with my family and I don't even know what the fuck going. Like, no, you know. Then and they're trying to slow the amount of people because did you see over there in China what they have? They have people in parking lots and shit and tons and tons of beds and stuff out there. I mean this right here, this is cleaning stuff. Like I said, if you don't have anything, take a washcloth and bleach. They still got bleach at stores. Still got pine sol and stuff at stores. Do what you gotta do. These are black tricks. Hot water and bleach. Squeeze that washcloth out and wipe down everything. When you go to Walmart and you buy a bunch of shit, you don't know who touched that shit. When you get home, wipe everything off before you put in. Let it air dry and then put that shit in the cabinets and stuff. Wash off the refrigerator. Wash off the handles. If you have kids at home, let's say there's a husband and wife, y'all got 2 kids. You have one kid, you have the other kid, and for 15 days, y'all separate yourselves. If you have a baby, it's you and that baby. Don't be breathing on the baby. Well, if you have one mask, like I said, take that mask, dip it in bleach water, leave it in there for a minute, dip it in regular water, and leave that shit to air dry. That's all you have. That's all you got. Fill the sink up a little bit. Wash everything with bleach water and Dawn. Wash everything with bleach and Dawn and hot water, and rinse everything real good. And don't let the kids play with the same toys as each other. If y'all gonna separate the times, like he gonna be in the living room from like 1 to 4, and then you can have her in the living room from 4 to 10 or whatever like that. Because I'll be trying to wash the balls in hot bleach water and then rinse them out and then let them air dry and shit in a bucket or something, and then she can play with those toys. And then I'll be spraying the air with Lysol, opening the windows, airing everything out. Like you gotta start thinking about it like that. Like that's where we are. We're not sharing. Don't sleep in the same bed as your husband either. Somebody sleep on the couch one night. Somebody sleep on the. What you do, because they said stuff can be on surfaces for 2 to 3 days now, 6 to 7, 8 hours. When you finish getting up, fold your shit up, or throw the shit in the washing machine. Take the bleach water, squeeze it out, and wipe. Take some Lysol and spray down where you slept at, and let that shit dry. Wash your phone off. Your phone is just as dirty as the bottom of your sneaker. Wash your phone off with some bleach water. You know what I mean? Don't let the kids play with the same stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, keep it separate. And if you have one kid, that's your kid for 15 days. Because if y'all okay and the other two aren't, then you know they got it and y'all two don't. Then you really need to separate that yourself from them. And I know it sounds harsh, but you got to do what you got to do. I can't go see my mother right now because she got lung problems. My stepfather got cancer and he's taking chemo. Nobody can be around. Nobody can even be in their house. She said, I don't let people over. My father is in a nursing home. I can't go see him, and I would appreciate it if people stop going to see their families. I know that it's hard, right? Right? 15 days is just so fucking hard. 30 days is so hard. Stop going to see them. They're already having a hard enough time with the people that's taking care of them not spreading stuff. So you don't go and go see them. And that's what they need to do. They need to shut down the nursing homes. No kids can come in there and see them. I'm sorry, you can't see granddad. And you can't see your grandfather. You can't see your father. Nobody can go in there and see anybody for the next 30 days. If something goes wrong and they're not okay, we're going to call you. They haven't begun to shut shit down yet. They haven't begun to. You see, they're shutting it down a little bit more at a time, a little bit more at a time. I don't know what that governor's meeting was about, like I said before, but when they were done, let's talk percentages. I was saying that before. If 330 million people live in the United States, right, and that shit has a 3.9% mortality rate like it did over there, which it probably wouldn't, like I said, because of the density. But let's say it has a 1% mortality rate in the United States. That's still 3,300,000 people dead. Let's say it has a 2.9%. Let's say it has a 3% mortality rate. What is that? What is that? That's 9,900,000 people. 9 million people spread across the entire United States. And that's just for this season. Because if it isn't mild to moderate people who done got it and got rid of it and shit and didn't die from it, then what did they say? 2 out of 5 of those, because they just did a thing in over there in China, 2 or 5 of those are still fucking carriers. So they can potentially still give it to people after they've fully recovered and after we think, oh, I'm fine now, and then you meet somebody, shake somebody's hand for an interview or something like that, and their hands are sweaty. Next thing you know, you're fucking sick and you got COVID-19. That shit is gonna be on us for a long time. They're trying to slow the spread instead of seeing that arc go up like that. What they're talking about is flattening it out, social distancing, because they're basically saying everybody's gonna end up getting it at this point. And whether you die or live is completely circumstantial to how you take care of yourself. Because that 31-year-old guy is 7 years younger than me. And he was just a big guy. I don't even think he had any real he didn't have no problems. Wasn't taking no blood pressure medicine, no heart medicine, or not. He wasn't taking, having asthma. Shit. Yeah, I'm drinking a beer. Shit. End of the world. You don't even know. I was fucking one right here, scared out of my damn mind. I said, okay. But like I said, I've had colds before, and this doesn't seem like anything, but like I said, it was Monday. Today's Wednesday. Tomorrow's Thursday. Hopefully, I still feel fine. But if I start feeling like terrible after 5 days, because, you start feeling better. Like I was feeling a little bad, and I started feeling better. If I start feeling worse after 5 days, then I'm going to know something. And then I'm going to flip the fuck out on my old ex-manager because I quit that job after that day. Sunday was my last day. I quit that motherfucking job. I said, oh, hell no. You're working off the thruway and people are, you're working off the thruway at a rest stop. You're dealing with people and making people food and people breathing on you and you breathing on them, and they could have gave you something in passing. Oh, I'm coming from New York, I'm coming from Florida, or I'm going to Canada. You're dealing with people all day, dealing with money. Of course, you're constantly washing your hands either way because you're dealing with food and you're dealing with pretzels and shit, like I said. But it's scary because you don't know if this is what it is. And if this is what it is, I want people to know I didn't give it to you